Okay.
Okay. Do this thing.
Well, thanks for your patience with all this. I had a feeling
Hey,
it'd be a little funky.
that's okay. I get to talk to the Piano Shack. It's all right.
Well, I'm honored. I get to talk with the famous Tim Schmoyer.
Famous.
So let's get right into it, buddy.
All right.
This is the first live webcam video I've done on the Piano Shack. So I have to thank Tim right off the bat for his patience because there was all sorts of technical stuff. But we got it worked out. We're golden. And this is my celebrity guest, my very first one, Tim Schmoyer from Video Creators TV. I've been watching you, Tim, now for years, actually, since you first started
Cool. Thanks, man.
on YouTube. Yeah, your videos have been extremely helpful. Everything you've put on there in terms of building your channel and all the technical stuff that goes along with YouTube, you're always like right on it. So
Boom. Yeah, it's
yeah,
fun.
and that is precisely why I wanted to do this interview with you. I've just gotten a lot of different emails from people that are like, hey, I'm really kind of discouraged. I'm really bummed out. My channel is not going anywhere. I'm doing everything right. I'm interacting with people
Yeah. And nothing.
and so that's why I've titled this whole series Moving Past Discouragement on YouTube. Your ebook, by the way, which I'll put all the info below for everyone. Tim has an ebook out, which is fantastic. Read it, get it. You talk about, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, the secret to building your YouTube audience. Is that the one you're talking about? Okay.
Your YouTube audience. And the thing you put in there that really got me, the whole theme of it really was, instead of asking the question, how do I get more subscribers? How do I get more views? How do I build all this? You say that before you do any of that, the real question you should be asking is the why.
Yeah.
Why are you even on YouTube? What's your purpose? So take it
Yeah.
away.
What's motivating you here, right? And the things that you talked about are exactly why they're the things that a lot of people are chasing, like views, subscribers, how do I get more exposure, build my audience, and those are all cool things. Or even if you're like a marketer, like how do I sell more junk, But the question that I want to ask is, well, why do you want those things in the first place? Why do you want more views? Why do you want more subscribers? And really, it comes down to what's motivating you, what's driving you. Why do you feel like you need these things? And what happens is, if you can understand why you're doing this, then something happens. Now you start to see the statistics like views and subscribers and money. Those become symptoms of something bigger rather than the goal we strive for in and of themselves, right? And so I think of views and subscribers not in terms of like metrics that I'm trying to grab a hold of, but instead let's talk about views and subscribers for what they actually are. I think we forget this sometimes, that views and subscribers are actually people. Right?
Yeah.
Those are like real live breathing people. So you're saying, man, only 250 people watched my last video, I'm like, 250 people just said, I value what you're doing enough to give you my eyeballs. How are you going to speak into my life? And that's something I personally take very, very seriously. So rather than trying to just get views and stuff, I'm like, how am I going to speak into the lives and make the world a better place for the people who are giving me some of their valuable time and attention? If I was standing on stage in front of 250 people and they were going to say, Tim, speak to us, say something, I would take that. I would assume most of us would take that very seriously. But if we only get 250 views on YouTube, even though it's kind of the same thing, it's not the entire world in the audience, but we have an opportunity to really speak into the lives of some people. And so when you start doing that, that becomes the higher goal, right? How am I going to change people's lives? How am I going to make this world a better place? Your music, I love, Beautiful Morning, that. I'll put that on repeat. That makes my life better, right? And so, when you start striving for stuff like that, that's really what it's all about. And then that's when the views and the subscribers and stuff starts coming, because your audience can tell the difference of whether you're just trying to get more people to watch your video or if you really care about them. Is it about statistics or is it about building relationships?
It's funny you mentioned my song because when I started on YouTube, I was all over the board. I was chasing whatever was the latest trend or thing, and I lost myself in the process. I did some videos I'm embarrassed to say are out there, not because they were, I was naked in them or anything, but just because I was doing, yeah, we don't want to, that's just offensive material all around. We don't want to go there. But the point was I was doing stuff that was so left of center from who I am,
Mm-hmm.
only to chase the views and the subscribers,
Yeah.
instead of focusing on, what do I really want to offer people and what's the point
Right.
behind it. And I think we all have that. We all have something that's like, even if whether you're a gamer or a singer, or you whatever you do, you have something in your heart that you're like, yeah, I'm mad passionate about that. That's what I
Yeah.
want to. So
Yeah.
I think that you're right on target with that.
Some
If you're
people,
just
yeah, some people be like, you know what? Like, let's just be totally honest, okay? With what some of these motivating things could be. It could be, I am deeply insecure and I need views and subscribers to make me feel secure about being valuable as a person, right?
yeah,
Well, let's talk about where that road goes. Like, if that's what if you're gonna put your self worth in that, you will always feel terrible about yourself, right?
yeah,
So, if just identifying some of those things really helps you on a personal level too. Or let's say you really well, let me give some positive examples. I mean, there's lots of negative ones, but let's say, like for me and my family, we've been vlogging on one of our channels since 2006,
yeah.
and the reason we do that, like people are like, oh, you just want to be like the Shaytards, or you guys just think like your family's so awesome or whatever that you need to share it with everybody. It's like, no, actually, what it's about for me and my wife is we get like, for example, my wife and I, a recent vlog talked about how we're learning to love each other better, and we got this message back from this newlywed in Texas who was saying, we just got married 2 months ago, our marriage is already struggling. I saw what you and your wife said about how you're learning to love each other better. I showed that video to my husband, and now I have hope for our marriage again. Like that's the bigger why for us. Or the kid who's like, my parents divorced when I was young. I don't even know what it looks like to be like part of a family where the mom and the dad love each other and the kids are having fun together. Like that's just a totally foreign story to me. And we get to say, hey, the story that you know is not the only story there is. And here's like what a different story looks like, and the one that you grow up like could look like this. So we're painting a picture that could hopefully maybe change like someone's family tree, even their trajectory for their life. I have lots of stories I could share like that, but that's the why behind that. And so even though we only have like 3,000 some subscribers, that's not why we do it. If we
Yeah.
get 3,000 people's lives that we can change, like that's totally worth it.
That's a great point. And let's be honest, if you are successful on YouTube doing something that you really didn't have your heart behind, but you got all those views and subscribers, it's kind of
Yeah.
empty.
Yeah.
So you're laying the foundation to not only do what you love and be rewarded in that way, but if it does take off, wow, all the better, because
Yeah.
you're not changing anything. You're like, well, this is just who we are and this is our
Right.
passion. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. So guys, get the ebook because you need
It's free, so
really.
there's nothing
It's
lost.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it took me a long time to learn this lesson. And when you said it, it was just like, yeah, that's it. So all that being said, Tim, for the people out there that are like, okay, I've got my why now. I know why I want to do this. I'm on purpose. I'm on point. What are just real quick some practical tips you could give them for gaining, if you had to condense it, down to a couple of main things for
Mm-hmm.
gaining an audience on YouTube? Because that's what we all want, if we're honest. We all want to
Yeah.
have people watching our vids.
Right. So let's say you know why you want to do this. You know what the
Okay.
motivating driving factor is. You know where you're going. Well, that would be the next thing is know where you're going. So in like 5 years, where do you want to be? And don't just say, I want more subscribers and I mean that gets right back to where you started from, right? So,
Right.
but 5 years, like what type of thing, like what kind of stories would I like to be hearing of lives I've changed, or what type of like if you're a gamer, I don't know, I'm drawing a blank on an example right now, but like you got to know where you want to be in 5 years. From now, 5 years is a really long time in online video world, but you know what I mean. Just like kind of have a direction and a focus, because otherwise, you'll be all over the place. Like you need a consistent direction. Your subscribers know what they're going to get each and every time, and they know like where you're going. And what happens is when people know your why and they believe in your why, then they are much more emotionally engaged with you, right? So now they're not just watching you for an entertainment value, but they're watching you because there's a belief value, and they believe in you, you believe in them, and you're supporting each other. And when they know what you're about and why you're doing what you're doing and where you're going, and they say, I want to go there too, that's when they'll jump on board with you. So really practically, it's really, I guess I never said it like this before, but you need to be like a vision caster for your audience, because no one wants to stand still. Everyone wants to be moving someone in moving forward. And if they see someone who's moving in a direction that they want to go, that's when you become a leader, and they'll follow along behind you to follow you there, So I know it's really vague, and then there's all the other best practices that come into a part of that. But I think of YouTube as building relationships, and I think I treat YouTube people the same way as I would treat them in real life, in the sense that if I want to have a following, I need to be going somewhere. People don't.
Yeah.
You can't follow someone who's not going anywhere. So
Absolutely. And a lot of the times when I get an email from somebody that wants to grow on YouTube, it's always about I want more views, I want more views, I want more people following me, but they don't have something, I don't want to say worth following yet.
No, you can say that. Yeah.
I mean, I'll go to their channel and I'm like, well, you're kind of just all over the board. You're doing what you think we want to see, and what you need to do is do what you love. Do and even if people hate it, if you love it, you're going to find your audience.
Right.
And those people are going to be, and I know you know this, Tim, because you have the same kind of followers as I do, in terms of people that are going to show up. You have a core group that love what you do, and they're going to show up because they love what you do.
Yeah.
And that is awesome. That's an amazing feeling to have.
Yeah. I think it goes along with what you're saying, is that a lot of people, like you just said, you go to someone's channel and you're like, there's nothing compelling here for me, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think sometimes YouTubers feel like they need to get everybody, right? But it's not about, there is some wildly popular content out there that everyone subscribes to, millions of people, and that's fine. But if you actually need, you don't want to just build a massive audience, you want to build a community of people. And sometimes those smaller communities are way more tight niche, and you can make a bigger difference in their lives than someone can on a huge massive scale. You look at some of the stats, how do you measure community? It's usually often it's the smaller YouTube creators who are the ones who are selling all the merchandise. Who are selling, the smaller audiences are the guys who are selling the t-shirts and moving the swag product and stuff, because they have a deeply engaged audience. And so the goal here isn't to try to accumulate everyone in the world onto your channel. The goal here is very different. It's so what if Chris watches my channel and he actually thought it was kind of pointless? That's okay. There's other people who will see it and be like, they do connect with me, and they do believe in what I'm doing. So the frustration, the discouragement you're talking about, to go back to the beginning, I think stems from what we're pursuing and why we're doing it, and what result we're hoping to see from our effort. And if it's views and subscribers, you will be disappointed a lot. But if it's something bigger, then it doesn't really quite matter so much. If Chris liked my stuff or Sally liked my stuff, but Johnny, his life has changed because of my stuff. That's what makes a difference, or his life is better or something. So
that's great. And what if I compare myself to other YouTubers who are doing phenomenally well? Will that discourage me in any way, shape, or form?
Maybe. If you're like, man, Smosh is picking up 50,000 subs a day. I'm not there. And that's okay.
I liked what you said earlier about, I got 200 views on my video. You can look at that and say, there's only 200. Or you could say, there's 200 people in the room. That's a lot of people.
Yep.
I think we get so caught up with, well, this guy's got, over 100,000 subscribers, and they put up a video and they've got thousands of views within minutes, and it takes me a month to get 1,000. But it's constantly in flux. The more you grow your channel, the more things are going to change. It's not always going to be that way, but I think comparison, to add to what you just said, is a huge trap.
Yeah.
And I know, because I do that myself. I'll look at another channel and be like, why don't I have those views? Do I suck? Is there something, do people just not like me? You start to take it personal.
Yeah.
Is there something about me that they just don't like?
But see, that goes back to the motivating thing, right? Because that's where I totally vibe with that, because there was a time where I felt like I took it personally, and because, if I'm going to be totally honest, it came down to insecurity
Yeah.
And I'll be totally vulnerable and transparent here that what was motivating me was the fact that I wanted to feel valuable to someone. You
Yeah.
know, like I have stories from my childhood I could tell you that make me feel like I wasn't the most respected, and I didn't always feel well, I felt loved but not respected and valuable. And so that's what was motivating me, and like not just on YouTube, but like 95% of everything else I was doing, and discovering that and realizing that and finding my value in something else now
Mm.
that doesn't fluctuate and isn't as dependent on things I can't control like other people, has been really helpful for me. But that's why again it goes back to that why. That motivating factor is just so important on so many levels.
So to wrap it up real quick, any last words of encouragement you would give people to just say, hey, if you're at that point where you feel stuck, um,
Well, the only other thing I would say we haven't touched on yet already is that I also think it's fine to give yourself a break. You know, if you're like, I feel like I'm just bumping up against the wall with every single video I do, stop bumping up to the wall. Just take a break. Tell your subscribers, do a video and say, hey guys, I'm planning on Piano Shack 2.0. And I don't know when it's going to be here, but I'm really excited about it. I'm going to take some time off to really focus on that and come back with something awesome for you guys in like 3 months or 2 months or whatever the case may be, So give yourself the freedom to back away from a little bit, give yourself some breathing room, because you'll just keep repeating all the same mistakes and things you don't even realize you're doing unless you take a breather, reevaluate what you're doing, and then come back and do something different. Because if plan A wasn't working, don't keep doing plan A and wondering why it's not working, right? So come back and do a different show, or maybe you're interviewing musicians, or I don't know, like you guys can come up with all these different, but do like 2.0 of your channel and do it
yeah.
better, but take some time to make like a separation for a little while. And I think that's totally fine. And a lot of people come back and just explode after that point. So,
Yeah, just breathe and recharge.
yep.
Great advice. Tim Schmoyer, you're the man.
Well, thanks
Thank
for
you
having me
for,
hang out, man. I love your stuff. It's been
oh
awesome
man.
I feel like, yeah, I get to talk to Chris at the piano set. Little
Hey,
fangirl.
the fanboyness is all on this side of the table. And thanks for putting up with all the technical stuff.
Oh, no
And
problem.
if you'll notice, everyone, Tim is so much more relaxed and comfortable than I am right now, because I'm used to doing videos, which I'm very comfortable with, but this is a live webcam video. So I'm just like, where do I put my hands? What do I do? Oh my God, I can't edit. Yeah, exactly. I can't pick my nose. None of the things that I would, normally be able to do on an
Yeah,
actual
fuck it at you.
video shoot. So anyway, this was fun though. This is great. But you guys, all the links are going to be below for Tim's, not only his channel, but his ebook. You need to get the ebook. It's free, for the love of all that's holy. You can't beat that.
That's a lot of love.
Get it. Yeah, and there's so much in there that's really valuable. That's the reason I asked him to be a part of this today, was because I feel everyone's frustration. I'm with you. There's a better way, and this is it. You know the why, like you said. So it's all there. Check it out, Tim. You're the man.
Thanks.
Thank
And the rest
you.
of you guys, like, I'm a subscriber of the Piano Shack, so I'd love to see in the comments below how you guys deal with frustration, because I'll be hanging out on this video, responding to your comments and stuff there. So please let Chris and I know how you guys handle your own frustrations and struggles
Absolutely.
and stuff. We'd love to talk to you guys down there about that.
Yeah, or any questions you have that this may have brought up for you, because there's certainly a lot. But all right, Tim. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man. Good talking with you.
We did it.